So where do we want to start with this one? So shit, fuck it. I guess we could talk about YouTube always asking me to talk about this damn Kybalion. So I was like, shit, fuck it. Maybe we could talk about the Kybalion a little bit. The first principle in the Kybalion. I'm gonna be using a bunch of books right now. Actually, I should go through some of the books I'm gonna be. So basically, what I want to talk about today is the all. I'm gonna talk about the all, but we gonna start off talking about the all. We're gonna work all the way to the Yinyang. We're gonna talk all the way up to the Yinyang. And talk about the all. I'm gonna talk about the Yinyang, and it's something I noticed when I was kind of going through the Kybalion. I was studying something, I was reading something, and something caught my attention, so I thought it was profound. So I thought maybe I would share this shit with y'all. So the first in the Kybalion, this is the Kybalion, this is the Hermetic philosophy by the three initiates. In chapter 2, it kind of gives you a quick overview of the 7 Hermetic principles. The first Hermetic principle is the principle of mentalism. It states, the all is mind, the universe is mental, the Kybalion. So that's the principle. The first principle is the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Yeah, so I was going to, we'll start there and just talk about the all. So the next chat, we'll go straight into it. Basically, this I could read this shit to you, but I don't want to sit here reading the whole fucking chapters of this shit. I'm not trying to sit here and read the whole fucking chapter of this shit to you. Maybe I should read some of this shit though. Maybe I'll read just a quick little bit of this, just to maybe this will help. I don't really want to read this shit. I don't want to read a whole bunch of shit. I'm trying to get to another point. This ain't even the main point. See how I should do this. How's the best way to do this shit? Yeah, maybe I should just read this shit. I'm gonna read this shit real quick because I think this you need to kind of get this shit. Otherwise, this shit ain't really gonna be hitting on shit. And some of y'all ain't reading this shit any fucking way. So let me just fucking go over the shit because y'all. This is the reason you listen to my fucking page because you ain't fucking reading this shit. So I guess maybe I will fucking read it. Maybe I fucking will. Okay, so it basically starts off and says the principle embodies the truth. It basically starts off and says the principle embodies the truth that all is mind. It explains that the all, which is the substantial reality underlying all the outward manifestations and appearances which we know under the term of the material universe, the phenomena of life, matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material senses, is spirit, which is in itself unknowable and undefinable, but which may be considered and thought of as an universal, infinite living mind. It also explains that the phenomenal world or universe is simply a mental creation of the all, subject to the laws of created things, and the universe as a whole in its parts or units has its existence in the mind of the all, in which mind we live and move and have our being. The principle, by establishing the mental nature of the universe, easily explains all the varied mental psychic phenomena that occupy such a large portion of the public attention, and which, without such explanation, are non-understandable and defy scientific treatment. An understanding of this great Hermetic principle of mentalism enables the individual to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply the same to his well-being and advancement. The Hermetic student is enabled to apply intelligently the great mental laws instead of using them in a haphazard manner. With the master key in his possession, the student may unlock the many doors of the mental and psychic temple of knowledge and enter the same freely and intelligently. This principle explains the true nature of energy, power, and matter, and why and how all these are subordinate to the mastery of mind. One of the old Hermetic masters wrote long ages ago, "He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery." And those words are as true today as at the time they were first written. Without this master key, mastery is impossible, and the student knocks in vain at the many doors of the temple. So basically, this is trying to explain to you this first principle, that all of this shit is mental. That's what it's trying to tell you. This all this shit is mental. This is basically the first thing I want to talk about, the all. We can go into a chapter out, and I just want to. I'm not going to talk about everything in here. I'm gonna just talk about some of the hot shit that I highlighted that I found. Some of the hot shit that I highlighted that I had found that I thought was kind of interesting or whatnot, or profound at least. And fucking. So first off, we can look at some of the main shit that's fucking highlighted. I mean, they got shit capitalized throughout, like whole words and shit. Like, you know, they trying to like really draw some emphasis on shit. And so they got a lot, like the all is completely capitalized, THEALL, the all capitalized, all caps. Let's see. So that's basically we'll go through this chapter. So you got chapter 4. It talks about the all. It goes through and says that's I don't even want to keep reading shit to you. Like I'm not trying to read this damn book to you. I'm trying to fucking explain some shit. So basically, if you haven't, maybe this should be a prerequisite. Maybe you need to go read the fucking Kybalion so you can just at least get the concept of the all. Once you understand the all, listen to this quote. Let's read some all quotes. Under and back of the universe of time, space, and change is ever to be found the substantial reality, the fundamental truth, the Kybalion. See if I can find anything like really. Let's read some of these. That which is the fundamental truth, the substantial reality, is beyond true naming, but the wise men call it the all, the Kybalion. In its essence, the all is unknowable, the Kybalion. But the report of reason must be hospitably received and treated with respect, the Kybalion. Yeah, so this. I just want you to get this is infinite living mind. This all that they're talking about. This all represents infinite living mind. That's what this Kybalion keeps talking about. It talks about life and mind. You're gonna see that a lot. Life and mind, infinite living mind. Let's see what else. They're calling the all. They said it must be infinite in time or eternal. Calling the all infinite. They're calling it immutable. They're calling it unknowable. And they're calling it the all. So these are these things that kind of correspond with the all. So I'm just trying to build up a little, give you a little idea of what the all is supposed to be. They say there's nothing outside of the all, because all is contained in the all. Listen to this, chapter 5, the mental universe. The universe is mental, held in the mind of the all, the Kybalion. So the all is spirit. It goes on to say, let's see, I'm trying to skim through this shit to make it fast. I'm not trying to sit here and talk all goddamn day. I'm trying to find just the hot shit so you can get this shit. The universe and all it contains is a mental creation of the all. This is the shit I need you to get. The universe and all it contains is a mental creation of the all. Okay, now we get into keep talking that shit. This is what I'm trying to get to. The all creates the universe mentally. This is the kind of shit. Okay, that needs some That needs some highlightation right there. That's I'm like, we gonna tie all of this together. All right, we gonna tie all of this shit together. So you get that shit. They talking about the all creates the universe mentally, because the universe is mental. The universe is mental, held in the mind of the all. If you okay, so I got the Hermetica over here. This where these other books gonna come in. I got the Hermetica over here, and it's talking about the lost. This is the Hermetica, the lost wisdom of the Pharaohs, the one by Timothy Freke and Peter Gandy. The Hermetica over here starts talking about what was this shit just talking about? Talking about the universe is mental, held in the mind of the all. The all creates the universe mentally. This shit in here got a chapter on the hierarchy of creation, and in the hierarchy of creation, it talks about Atum. It talks about Atum being the it uses Atum as this creator god. But you got to understand, Atum would be the all. Okay, so that's why I got it. That's why I got this other book over. Okay. So I gotta skip through some books. So the Hermetica calls the god Atum. So who the fuck is Atum? So I also got this complete encyclopedia of Egyptian deities. If you this is by Tamara. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Siuda. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. But it's Tamara PhD. She like put some fucking respect on my name. Okay. Let me see. We finna look up Atum or Tim or Temu. He got several names. His name, what he represents is complete or totality. Wasn't we just talking about the all? The Kybalion over here talking about the all. Then you go into Hermetica, they over there talking about Atum. And Atum represent complete and totality. He also represents non-existent and never existing. Okay, but we gonna get, so you get this, why they calling it the all? They talking about Atum or Temu or Tim. Got a bunch of damn different names. Let's see. Atum, Tim. Trying to see what are the names. You might see him. Temu, Atemu, Atim, Atam. So this is Atum. Tum just represents all of these things. Let me see what you might get some other names. Now I also got this Dictionary of Ancient Deities by Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter. Now in here, you see Atum, you see Atim, see also known as Amun-Ra, Atemu, Atum-Ra, Atum-Ra, Atumu, Capri, Ra-Tim, Timasar, Temu, Tum. Different names for Atum. I even hear Atum might actually be part of this I was be seeing we'll come back to that. Temu, yeah, well no, actually. So that's a Tim and different names for him. Let me see. In this I got this from Fetish to God in Ancient Egypt. From Fetish to God in Ancient Egypt by E.A. Wallis Budge. And this shit, let me see. Okay, so this is what I was trying to find. Nebuchadnezzar. This actually took the form of Capri. Nebuchadnezzar took the form of Capri. Nebuchadnezzar seems to be taking these different forms. He takes the form of Ra, takes the form of Capri, and takes the form of Temu. I'm trying to find this little piece about Temu though. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to find. Okay, here it goes. Okay. Nigga, you right here, nigga. Okay. I'll put a little. Okay. So this starts. There's a little section in from Fetish to God in ancient Egypt about Temu, and in here it mentions it says this is on page 265. It's talking about it's clear that they claimed a very great deal more than that for their God, for they said that Temu himself came into being as the result of a thought or idea or some mental motion of Ptah. Okay, so that's why I wanted to read you the Temu shit. Okay. So you got Temu. Temu is the complete God, or the God of completeness, or the God of totality. And he is created as a result of a thought or idea or some mental motion of Ptah. Now, Ptah. Let's look up Ptah. Okay. Just real quick. So we getting all the angles real quick. I'm just hitting you with some gods. So you got Atum. He's the god of completeness and totality. That's the all. We talking about the all, right? Now this is polytheism. And we gonna use a bunch of different gods to explain one God, the creator God. Okay. Okay. Now we got Ptah. Ptah is the creator in Egyptian mythology. You might see him. You might see this. I'm right now. I'm in the Egyptian deities, complete Encyclopedia Egyptian deities. You might see Ptah They got Ptah Tetinin. They got Ptah. That's Ptah Tetinin is rising or exalted earth, or i.e. the primeval mound of creation. He who made the earth. A snake who is Ptah, or Ptah combined with other primeval Neteru. Okay, so so I just want you to get that. Basically, they saying Ptah, they call him Ptah the creator deity, right? So let's see what Dictionary of Ancient Deities, let's see what Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter, let's see what they talk about in this one. Ptah, also known as Nu. Ptah Ptah was known as the Ancient One. He was the son of Nun, husband of Sekhmet, and the father of Nefertim. There's a lot of different Ptah's joined with a lot of other gods, but he's this creator god. So just know that they call him Ptah the Ancient One. He's this creator god. He's this creator god. They're calling him the Ancient One. So that's Ptah. We got a tomb. And the last god I want to hit you with, while we on some guys, the last god I want to hit you with is I was reading is Brahma. I was reading Parallel Myths by J.F. Bierlein. J.F. Bierlein got a section in here talking about Brahma, and basically Brahma might be correspondent in the Indian text with the Egyptian Ptah. And I say that because it goes in here talking about as Brahma meditated, beings were born from his mind. That's what Ptah was doing. That's what the fuck Ptah was doing. But let's go through some of this Brahma shit, and then we'll hop back over on Ptah so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. As Brahma meditated, beings were born from his mind. Peep this crazy shit. He assumed a body made of darkness, and out of his rectum came wind. Thus were the demons born. Nigga farted and fucking demons were born. This Brahma. Okay, so just to continue. Okay, so listen to this. I'm not gonna read the whole story, but I'm just gonna read sections so you can get. This is about the thoughts of Brahma and his thoughts spin off creations. Maybe I should read this whole fucking thing. No, maybe I should read it. No, we're gonna read this whole fucking thing. Listen to actually, yeah, I'm gonna read the whole fucking thing. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Y'all finna get the whole fucking thing. The thoughts of Brahma. It says, note, the source of this story is the Brahma Purana, one of the earliest Hindu scriptures. In this myth, Brahma, the creator, well, we just talking about Ptah, the creator, Okay. In this myth, Brahma, the creator, assumes various kinds of bodies made from the three elemental substances: darkness, energy, and goodness. Brahma has created and recreated the world many, many times. Nobody knows how many worlds there have been before this one, or how many worlds will come after it. There are 4 ages or yugas that together make a kalpa, or eon. At the end of each kalpa, the creation is destroyed and returned to its transition state as a watery chaos. As Brahma meditated, beings were born from his mind. He assumed a body made of darkness, and out of this rectum came a wind. Thus the demons were born. Then Brahma discarded his body of darkness and... First off, Brahma fucking farted, and goddamn, the demons were born. That's some stank shit. Okay, Brahma, you wildin' for that shit. That's some stank shit. Then Brahma discarded this body. He had to discard that body after that shit. He farted and had said, this body ain't even no good after this shit. That, goddamn, nigga, how stank of a fart was that shit? Making demons in that bitch? Wow. Then Brahma discarded his body of darkness, and the discarded body became night. He then assumed a new body that was made mostly of goodness and light. Out of his mouth now came the shining gods, or devas. He cast off this body, which became day. Even today, it is during the daytime that people visit the temples and worship the gods. He took the third body that was all sattva, or goodness. Brahma happened to be thinking fond thoughts of fathers, sons, mothers, and daughters, and thus the ancestor spirits were born. These spirits appear in the dusk and the dawn, where day and night meet. Brahma then casts off his third body and assumed a fourth that was made of energy that emitted from his mind. With these thoughts, human beings, the thinking creatures, were created. Then he discarded this body and it became the moon. To this day, human beings love the moonlight for dancing, singing, and making love. Brahma now had a rather strange thought as he assumed a fifth body made of both energy and darkness, which caused him to emit horrible creatures that wanted to devour the primordial sea of chaos. These were the ogres. Brahma was so disturbed by the last creation that all his hairs on his head fell out. These hairs became all the creatures that crawl around on their bellies, the snakes, and other reptiles. They recall their origin by hiding in swamps, brush piles, under rocks, and other dark places. Brahma was still troubled about creating the ogres and thinking dark thoughts. He created the horrible Gandharvas, or ghouls. By this time, Brahma had again regained his composure and began thinking pleasant thoughts. His mind went back to a peaceful and happy time of his youth. In this state of happiness, the birds were created. Now from the body of Brahma, much more sprang forth, mammals, plants, and other forms of life. The qualities that all living things have today were the products of what Brahma's thoughts were when they were born. And these features remain consistent as long as the present world lasts. So that's just going to show you basically all this shit was created in the fucking... They're trying to say all this shit was created in the mind of Brahma, which is supposed to be the mind of God, the creator. Fucking Kybalion, calling it the all, which is a tomb, said the tomb does nothing. A tomb, talking about the all, or a tomb, is mental, because a tomb itself came into being as a result of thought. So it's saying the all itself came into being as the result of fucking thought. That's why the universe is mental. The universe came into being as the result of fucking thought. That's what this shit trying to tell you. It's using gods and it's trying to deify some shit. A tomb represents completeness and wholeness. The universe. It's all complete. It's all contained. It's hermetically sealed. And this nigga Temu, this completeness, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, was created from fucking thought of fucking Ptah, which existed before Temu. So if you go back to Ptah, you're looking for some shit for Ptah. Let's talk about Ptah real quick. Let's go to Ptah. We know Brahma was creating shit with his mind. Let's see what was going on with Ptah. Listen to this shit. I'm in This is in, I'm back. Okay, so now I'm back in From Fetish to God in Ancient Egypt. There's a chapter in here called Memphite Theology and the God Ptah Tenon. Basically, it talks about this whole shit with Ptah, what Ptah represents. To him belongs the credit of calling attention of scholars to the facts that the Egyptians believed in a spiritual origin of the universe, and that they associate the eternal mind and spirit with Ptah, the most ancient god of Memphis, and regarded him as the source of all that is and all that shall come into being. All of this shit is because of Ptah, his fucking thoughts. Listen to this shit. The fundamentals of the theology of Memphis are laid bare, and they show that more than 5,000 years ago, one priesthood at least had been able to formulate the belief that God had made himself in heaven and the earth, and who was the creator of all gods as well as men and animals, and all that existed was a spirit and the eternal mind of the universe. Okay. It sounded real Kybalion like now, huh? Okay. Niggas, yin yang. Look, we finna get to the yin yang in this thing, but hold on, let's go. We got to do that old shit right now. We hitting the old shit right now. Ptah old. We hitting the old shit right now. Hold on, my music fucking up. Hold on. So you're getting some of this shit now. Okay, so let's continue with some of this Ptah shit. So you get some of this Ptah shit. Let me see if I can. I'm just reading some of the hot shit I'm finding in here. Let me see. I think we covered this already. It is clear that they claim that a very great deal more. What it said from lines 53 and 54. This from Seth, page 50. It is clear that they claimed a very great deal more than that for their God, for they said that Temu himself came into being as the result of a thought or idea or some mental motion of Ptah. Through his heart Horus came to Ptah, and through his tongue Thoth came to Ptah. Moreover, Ptah, the great and mighty God, made all the gods and their khu, or vital, invisible personalities, to inherit his powers. It follows then that the gods of the company of Ptah were very different from those of the company of Temu, for they were the products of the spirit of Ptah and not the body as the gods of the company of the gods of Heliopolis. So basically, Temu of Heliopolis was about materialistic shit. Ptah is about spirit. That pyramid is about spirit and mind. Let me get one more book. Hold on. Nigga gotta take a little smoke break real quick. Fuck with y'all. But when we come back, I'm getting this book. This is another book by Richard King, MD. It's called African Origin of Biological Psychiatry. He talks about Ptah in this bitch a little bit, but we're gonna take a quick little smoke break, and we're gonna come back to this Ptah shit. We not done with this shit. Test. All right. So in this African Origin of Biological Psychiatry, it's by Richard King. He talks about Ptah. He's talking about mind. Okay. This chapter is titled Ancient African Philosophy of Blackness. It contains the philosophical views of the Egyptian. What is this talking about? The Memphite theology, according to African historian George James, is inscribed on a stone now kept in the British Museum. It contains the philosophical views of the Egyptians from the pre-dynastic period before 4000 BC in part 1. What is this? It just starts talking about Ptah, basically. So basically this goes in the primate of the gods, Ptah. And this primate thing, I think, is because the Thoth thing. This Thoth, this primate. Oh, this is it. Hold on. Okay. As for defined in Memphite theology, Ptah, the mind, conceived in his heart feelings. The feelings, intuitional, emotional tones are key tools that must be developed to grasp the ideas in the collective unconscious world of chaos and pass it through the black dot doorway over into the world of conscious awareness. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not it. Oh, this is it. Okay. Okay, this is it. It says, however, it was Ptah, or the mind, that was the primate, first, chief, main god that arose out of the primeval waters of chaos, collective, unconscious. This goes on to say, ancient Egyptians built pyramids as a symbolic image of the hill, Ptah rising out of the primeval waters of the earth. The capstone of the pyramid, the primedion, was usually an all-black granite obsidian stone. Then too, in the case of the uppermost king's chamber of the Great Pyramid of Khufu at Giza, is a room in which all four walls, ceilings, and floors are black granite stone in color. Thus the god Ptah is pictured as black in color. Ptah, being defined as the primate of gods, again signifies how the mind is the chief link to the primeval ocean, chaos, and collective unconscious. The fact that the apex of the hill was black again shows how ancient Africans considered blackness to be the primate, or the main doorway, to the collective unconscious. Knowledge of black ancestral history provided the access and to the translation of the collective unconscious memory banks. The internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Khufu was symbolic of the all-black underworld of Amenta, the all-black doorway to the collective unconscious. Passage through Amenta, or the development of blackness, produced an expansion of consciousness, inner vision, spiritual consciousness, illumination, unity with nature, an activated pineal gland, creative genius, godlike powers attained by man on earth, and the functional development of the extrasensory powers. Gerald Massey has recorded the entrance to the Great Pyramid as concealed by... Okay, I don't care nothing about no Gerald Massey. Okay. Well, Gerald Massey got some... Ooh, he got hot shit too, but... Okay, no, this I think that's... But yeah, you get what this... I was really just trying to give you some shit about Ptah. I don't know how we got on all that shit. But yeah, that's what Ptah represents, this mind. And yeah, so that's basically what I was just trying to show you some shit about. Ptah represents this mind rising out of the primeval waters, if you will, of Noon. But they call him Ptah Nu. Ptah Nunu. He got a bunch of different names. Okay, so you got some gods. You kind of seeing the all is Atum, because Atum is completeness. Atum is created by Ptah in the mind of the all. So the all is the all is mental, because Atum is created through the mind of the all. Ptah, Atum exists in the mind of Ptah. And then you got Brahma, and Brahma, his thoughts basically make creations. That's the same, that's corresponding with Ptah. And inside of Ptah, I think inside of Brahma's head you got Vishnu, Shiva, and Krishna, some shit. The creator, preserver, and the destroyer. What did I say? Brahma, Vishnu. Okay, Brahma the creator. Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. That's what I was trying to hit y'all with. But yeah, so you got, this is basically Brahma. He creates. That's just it's he's I guess you could call him equivalent to Ptah in that aspect, as being this creator. Or I guess maybe Ptah might actually be a little more equivalent to Brahman. The great, listen to this shit, the gods of it, the great and absolute, this is coming out of the parallel myths. The great and absolute eternal God is Brahman, called the divine self. However, Hindu has monotheistic forms of Brahman, is ultimately considered by most Hindus as God, or even the great force behind God and the gods, and polytheistic in that Brahman is manifested through many avatars or incarnations that are worshipped by the masses. The great and absolute God, the eternal God. So you got some gods, right? Okay, so we're going to keep moving along. So And so I was going through and I was reading some of this shit, and I was going through. I'm in the Kybalion again. I was going through and I'm reading this shit, and it gets to it. You know, it talks about the all. It talks about the divine paradox. It talks about the all in all. On the divine paradox. What is this shit? It talks about the divine paradox. It states, the half-wise recognize the comparative unreality of the universe. Imagine that they may defy its laws. Such are vain and presumptuous fools, and they are broken against the rocks, and torn asunder by the elements by reason of their folly. The truly wise know the nature of the universe, and use law against laws, the higher against the lower, and by the art of alchemy transmutate that which is undesirable into that which is worthy, and thus triumph. Mastery consists not in abnormal dreams, visions, and fantastic imaginings or livings, but in using the higher forces against the lower, escaping the pains of the lower planes by vibrating on the higher. Transmutation, not presumptuous denial, is the weapon of the master, the Kybalion. So basically it's saying, I guess that's the divine paradox for your ass. So basically it's saying, look like it's just saying use the higher laws against the lower laws. This I think this was in the Emerald Tablets. I think Hermes talk about joining that shit together. Let me see. Go through this shit. The all in all. While all is in the all, it is equally true that the all is in all. To him who truly understands this truth hath come great knowledge. The Kybalion. Okay. So while everything is contained inside the all, it's saying the all is contained inside of everything. Does that make sense? That is the all in all, and the all in the all. That's basically what that is. Does that make sense? We're gonna cover this some more. I'm gonna use one symbol and we're gonna hit it all. Yin Yang in this thing. Okay, we got the planes of correspondence. It just states as above, so below, as below, so above. The Kybalion. And it just starts talking about the great planes, the great physical, mental, and spiritual planes. Then it says each plane has 7 minor planes. And each of those planes got 7 planes. Kind of interesting where it's going on. But you get into like laws like the law of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The Kybalion. I'm trying to get to this. The main shit where I was trying to get to. Okay, and then we're gonna cover all of this shit. You got the polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has its poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. The Kybalion. So I'm trying to get to a little section in here. And in this chapter, I wrote yin yang. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so let me read this chapter here. And this is what made me want to do this whole fucking thing. I didn't want to just talk to y'all about the all, but while I was talking to y'all about the all, I was like, shit, let me talk about this shit too. This is what was kind of, it was a fire little thing, and it kind of pertained to the all. So I thought it might be helpful to somebody. Okay, so you got, it says the student will, this is a chapter in polarity in the Kybalion. It says the student will readily recognize that the mental states, as well as the phenomena of the physical plane, the 2 poles may be classified as positive and negative, respectively. Thus, love is positive to hate, courage to fear, activity to non-activity, etc., etc. This is the part that was profound, though. And it will be also noted that even to those unfamiliar with the principle of vibration, the positive pole seems to be for a higher degree than the negative. The positive pole seems to be of a higher degree than the negative and readily dominates it. The tendency of nature is the direction of the dominant activity of the positive pole. So I said, okay, Then I said, well, what the fuck is a yin yang sign? Here come yin yang in this thing. Okay, so now, so this Kybalion talking about basically saying light overpowers darkness. If I turn on a light, the shadows go away. Imagine you turn on a light and the shadows don't fucking go away. The room stayed dark and shit. You be like, what the fuck going on in this bitch? Light seems to always overpower the darkness. In a natural setting, but there's so much fucking darkness out there. Your one little light ain't doing shit to fucking all the darkness out there. It's just so much of it. It's so much of it. Your one light doesn't illuminate all. It doesn't remove all the darkness. It actually probably makes some shit. It actually probably helping make some darkness. On top of it already being darkness around. It's casting darkness. So it's got a light overpowers darkness, but it's got a lot of fucking work to do if it thinks it's gonna overtake all the fucking darkness. And darkness fucking, it can't overpower light, but it's so much of it. Darkness rolling deep. It's so much of it. You can't overpower it. It's so much of it. Completely. You can overpower where you at, but you can't overtake all the darkness. You can never overtake all the darkness. You can just light up where the little section where you at, but you just can't overtake. There's just always some darkness. Light come and go. Darkness was just already here. So this is a weird concept with this light and dark shit. Light seemed to come, the stars come and go, but darkness was already here. I bet you in the Bible it don't even say darkness was created. It don't even want to talk about the creation of darkness. Like it wasn't created. What the fuck that mean? What the fuck that mean? Hold on, look at this shit. See, this is how you gotta study this shit. It say in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. What about the fucking darkness? It says, and the earth was without form and void, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. But he didn't create. Did he create it? It don't say he created it. It just say, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. It don't say nothing about him creating no darkness though. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. God created the heaven and the earth. He ain't touched that darkness. And the darkness was upon the face of the deep. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, but he never created the darkness. It don't say nothing about him creating the darkness. He created earth. What about the darkness? The darkness sound like it was here before the heaven and the earth. And that's what we talking about. The darkness was here before. Okay. The darkness was here before all of that shit. And don't sound like who created the darkness? You see? You want to get to the beginning of some shit, find out who made the darkness. Because that's not in this Bible. This is a goddamn this is a King James Holy Bible with Apocrypha. It's a King James 1604. What's the... They don't want to put... There's a King, you're just going to say King James with the Apocrypha. But if you go to this Old Testament, you open that Genesis 1, it don't say nothing about nobody making no fucking darkness. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The heaven sound like it sit above darkness, and the earth sound like it sit in the middle of darkness, but it don't talk about him making no darkness. And the earth was without form. It just gets straight to the earth. What about the darkness that the earth sits in? And then it says, the darkness was upon the face of the deep. Like it was just there. The darkness was upon the face of the deep. You couldn't see. It was just darkness that covered the deep. Don't talk about none. Him. It don't sound like he made none of that though. He ain't talking about that. And the darkness was there. Let's see. And the earth was without form and void. Okay. And the darkness was upon the face of the deep. I'm not sure if they try. Let's see if I got another Bible. See what they want to call the deep. It's supposed to be this face of the deep. So I got this bullshit. New Living Translation. My parents bought me this bullshit. Oh, I got that Geneva Bible too. Hold on. Let's see what that Geneva Bible talking about. Oh, when God began creating the heavens and the earth was shapeless. The earth was a shapeless, chaotic mass with the Spirit of God brooding over the dark vapors. I'm trying to say his spirit was moving over the darkness. That's okay. So the darkness, so it don't say nothing about him creating no darkness though. God began creating the heavens and the earth was a shapeless, chaotic mass with the Spirit of God brooding over the dark vapors of the earth. What about the fucking darkness the fucking earth is sitting in? Go back before all of this fucking heaven and shit. Who created the goddamn darkness? You just gonna assume it was God. God himself might have came out of this darkness. That's what the Egyptian shit say. That's what the Egyptian shit say. Go look up who Ra is and go see what waters he came out of. Ptah talking about he come out of the water, these primeval water. That's what the fucking pyramid represent. Order coming out of chaos. Let's see what this Geneva Bible say. Got all these fucking Bibles I never fucking crack open. Almost would just want to look this shit up. I'm just curious about this fucking. Ain't nobody making the darkness. Nobody making new. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And the darkness was upon the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. This is German. It's almost like this is Geneva Bible. It's almost like you gotta say this shit with the German accent. In the beginning, the God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the water. Okay. It almost starting to sound Nigerian. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, so now it ain't really saying nothing different, but it said the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. The Spirit of God moved upon the waters. Let's see what while we over here on this shit. This is interesting. Listen to this shit. Listen to how all this shit kind of tie together. Hence the ancient view that Ra and Set were equal opposite power. Okay, hold on. The legend of the papyrus. Okay, listen to this shit. Hence the ancient view that Ra and Set were equal opposite powers. That we talking about this Yinyang shit. We're just talking about the Yinyang shit. We're talking about the dark set. We just talking about the dark waters, but Ptah come out these dark waters. The legend of the papyrus is supposed to be recited by Nebuchadnezzar, the Lord to the limit. That is to say by Temu, the All-Lord or Sun God of Heliopolis after he came into being. He says, I was the creator in Capri. I created the creator of creations, the creator of all creations. Subsequently, I created multitudes of creations which come forth from my mouth. That should sound crazy. When Nebuchadnezzar took the form of Capri, nothing existed except a vast, watery mass, when Nebuchadnezzar took the form of Capri, nothing existed except a vast mass of watery matter, or an abyss of slime, the ultimate slime, as we learn from the older texts of the cosmogony, was shapeless, black, with the blackest of the black night. Was shapeless, black with the blackness of the blackest night. Listen to this shit. It says the sun god was called Capri in the morning, at sunrise, Ra at midday, and Temu at sunset. So I'm trying to get you to understand. Temu always leaning on a damn pole and shit. Temu old. Temu around this bitch old and fucking tired. The sun at fucking 7 fucking p.m. That bitch is tired. That nigga tired. He leaning. He tired. He ready to go down. He ready to lay his ass the fuck down. Come fucking 7 p.m. But basically, Nebuchadnezzar is like Temu is purely, it says a purely artificial name, but this is a sun god. You gotta understand these are sun gods, and they come out of this darkness, this black watery mass. First in the form of Capri, then in the form of Ra, and then in the form of Temu. But Temu, all this shit was even created in the mind of Ptah. I just want to look up the watery mass shit while we was on. I'm like, oh, the Bible be talking about this watery shit, the darkness, but it's calling it a void. But that's basically new. I just wanted to see what this. I was just curious because nobody talk about it. Don't say he created the darkness. You're talking about him creating the heavens and the earth. That's the heavens and the earth. Okay, so that's enough with these. That's enough with these damn Bibles. Okay. So back on this fucking Yinyang shit. You seen it was just talking about goddamn Set and fucking Ra being fucking opponents and polar opposites and shit. You got this Yinyang, and see that's what I'm saying. They like to show horrors, and this nigga Set, they just fight for forever or some shit. Now they do fight for like 80 years, but eventually Horus wins. You see, that's what they trying to show. So you got like if you just drew a circle, if you took a circle, I mean you can look at the yin yang. Let's just look at the yin yang sign. Let's take you a little yin yang sign. Now, if you drew a circle and drew a line straight down, and you had a circle on each side, a smaller circle on each side, like a ladybug almost. This would be your polarity. You colored in one side, dark. You colored in the circle all over there on dark. It's kind of your yin yang sign, but it's not showing any movement because the Kybalion talks about everything constantly being in a law of vibration. Basically everything is constantly moving, nothing rests. So that's why you got to draw the circle, you got to draw the swirl in there, because the yin yang is these energies are moving. That's why you got the teardrops. Instead, it's not just half circles, it's teardrops, because the energy is moving. And draw this in right here. Draw this. So the outside line of the circle, that is Temu. That is basically representing of Temu, and that all is created inside of the circle. Temu or Atum or Tim or whatever you want to call it, he represents completeness. He is complete. That's what the Hermetica is all about. This complete fucking all contained fucking shit is the all. That's why they call it the all in the Kybalion, because all is contained in the all. So the all is basically the outside circle of the yin yang, if you will. A lot of times people tend to, so you got these two aspects. You got a light side and a dark side. You got Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy. You might have the masculine and the feminine. You might have, inside and outside. I don't know. It could be any fucking thing. Anything that's dualistic, fucking positive and negative and shit like that. But we'll just say you can do something like masculine and feminine. You say the light side might be the masculine side, and maybe say the dark side, the feminine side. And so inside the masculine side is still contained a little bit of the feminine. The feminine is still inside the masculine. This is why niggas got nipples for no fucking reason. You won't be breastfeeding nobody, but you got these nipples any fucking way. That's because this fucking feminine shit is inside of your ass no matter fucking what. It fucking just shows up. Women do all that damn breastfeeding, but you got nipples any fucking way. Type of shit. And females, they got fucking clitorises, but they won't be fucking nothing. It's not just a fucking rub. That shit turns into a goddamn penis. So you got this fucking masculine shit that sits on you for no fucking reason. It sits outside your body. It's fucking, if you been a fucking dude, it'd have turned into a goddamn fucking penis. But since you're a fucking female, it just fucking sat there. Small. And that's basically the fucking masculine shit is fucking with the within the female and shit like that. It's fucking masculine shit inside of them too. So that's just this concept is that and so those things are circles inside of fucking, so you got circles inside of circles inside of circles. It's like that's basically what's going on with this yin yang shit. The all, which is the big circle, is contained in both sides of the both smaller, I guess you want to call them both forces or both poles, has a smaller representation of the all within itself, and that representation is its opposite. Its shape is like its creator, but its polarity is like its opposite. So this is the little dot that's inside the masculine, the black dot that's inside the masculine light side, or the white dot that's inside the dark feminine side. But they're both dots, like the entirety of the fucking yin yang sign is a big fucking dot though. It's all contained in a big circle. So that's basically what's going on. That's basically what we're trying to talk about. This yin yang. And so this is the thing. The yin yang signs are equal. Both sides of the yin yang are equal. But this doesn't happen in nature. Most of space is darkness. The majority of space is darkness. The stars haven't lit up all of fucking space. Nighttime is still fucking dark. So fucking most of space is darkness, and there's light that it can conquer darkness, but light will never overtake all the darkness. Light's gonna have a lot of fucking work to do. Good luck with that bullshit. You got a lot of fucking work to do. You're gonna have your work cut out for you because you'll never fucking do it. It just never fucking happen. You just fucking kill yourself trying. So it's almost like almost like it probably want to try fucking kill itself trying to fucking eradicate all the fucking darkness, but it'll never fucking get rid of all the fucking darkness. So fucking yeah, that's kind of just the concept with that. But it can overtake darkness. It has the ability to overtake darkness. That's the concept I'm starting to realize. Light can overtake darkness. It has the ability to overtake darkness. But it's so much darkness out there. It's like, yeah, like say if you was a fighter and you could fucking you could beat up people. Like, okay, yeah, you can beat up, but were you gonna try to beat up every single person out there? You just gonna try to beat up the world? Like, no, you're gonna be exhausted. You never fucking do it. It's just too many people. You just can't beat up every single person. It's just too many people. You just yeah, you'll win. Yeah, okay, yeah. Say you guarantee to win every single fight you ever fucking, but you're trying to beat every single person up. Like you can't do it. You can't do it. It's like you just can't do it. You could do what's around you. You can beat up everybody around you. You just can't beat up everybody. You just never. It's just too many people, and that's the concept. So, it's just too many people. You'll never win. As much as you think you win, and you'll never win. Shit, it just never ends. So, yeah, that's basically the concept with that shit. So, the yin yang sign, in that sense, is synthetic. That's kind of basically what you have to kind of conclude from that shit is the yin yang sign itself is synthetic. Like a lot of the fucking light side guys. But see, a lot of people want to worship the light side. A lot of people like the light side. You like the light side. You like God being a male. You like the light side. You don't want God to be most Christians don't want God to be no female. That's some Christian shit. The Hebrew shit don't want God to be no female shit. I'm shit too. And I know Muslim shit don't want God to be no fucking female. So they done all got rid of the fucking female shit in they fucking shit. No fucking females allowed type shit in they shit. So they fucking, all they fucking care about is this fucking phallus and fucking male shit and the light side shit. And that's why white is right and all of those fucking religions. Don't come over here talking about no black shit. And not in those religions. You can't come over here talking about no black shit is right. Like what? They don't want to hear that shit over there because they don't fuck with the feminine side. They fuck with the masculine side. They don't fuck with the feminine side. They fucking with the masculine side. They worship the masculine side. But if you zoomed out, first off, within the masculine side is some feminist. That's when you get fucking movies like fucking the Da Vinci Code and all this fucking Christianity shit. It's actually, it's some fucking grail shit. It's some woman shit up in here. It's some feminine shit going on within this fucking masculine shit. Then all this he, him. There's some her. Like what the fuck? So that's all this shit is. That's in the yin yang sign though. You can see it in the masculine side. Within the masculine is gonna be some feminine. And that's what you get out of movies like fucking Da Vinci Code and shit. Basically talking about the divine feminine. So inside the divine masculine is some divine feminine. Inside the divine feminine is some divine masculine. But if I challenge you, there's higher gods. These two are created. They don't want to admit that shit. But these masculine and feminine gods are created. And they all contain inside this creator God. The all. They talking about this a higher God, higher than the fucking light or dark side. The God that contains them both. The all. All is contained in the all God. That's where you get stuff like All Father. You hear Odin being called the All Father. That's what that kind of shit is. That's what that kind of shit represents. The all, Atum, totality. So you know what I mean. So I guess you can pick a side if you want. But there's higher concepts. You know, if you like, yeah. There's higher concepts. So and not to tell you what I mean, do what the fuck you want to do as thou fucking wilt. But fucking I'm just showing you that, you know, there's sides to this shit. And then there's a concept of going above all of that shit, where all is contained any fucking ways. So that's just the concept on the yin yang. I was like, hold on, but the shit is synthetic. You got to realize it's synthetic. This is an idea. This was somebody's desire. This was somebody's ideal state to achieve. This was somebody wanting to reach equilibrium. Mayat is these are synthetic gods. The light side gods are synthetic. The light side shit is synthetic. It's not natural. It's synthetic. It's made. It's not, it's put together. This, when you see these yin yang signs, this has to do with feng shui. This is the whole reason I fucking started reading this fucking yin yang shit. Cause I'm reading about feng shui. I just bought a fucking house. I'm reading about feng shui. I'm like, let me get the feng shui right up in this bitch. I'm like, okay, so what's this shit with this polarity shit? And they got this shit all perfectly equal. I started to find out that shit is synthetic. That's an order that is created. Feng shui is a type of order that is created. And this is an ideal. This yin yang sign is an ideal. This is an idea or a synthesis. It's not natural. This is a synthesis. It has to be made. They're not the feng shui shit ain't about just letting nature do what the fuck it want. Not about just the chaos. It's about actually creating an order. So it's about a synthesis and a balance you create. And that's the Mayat shit. Now we talk Mayat and fucking all that kind of shit. But I just want to share that shit is about fucking it's a synthesis. This yin yang sign is not natural. Because in nature, what they say, space and the darkness and all this shit, is more of that shit than anything. Yeah, stars out here and they huge, but the cosmos is fucking unfathomable. Yeah, them stars is big, but the cosmos is unfathomable. Eon years. You talk about light years. Eon years. Or what? Not light years, but fucking instead of light years, fucking light eons. Fuck a light year, light eons. That bitch that big. Take light eons to travel across this bitch. However many eons it take the fucking light to travel across. That's how fucking big we talking about here. But that's basically what I wanted to share with y'all. That's fucking the Kybalion. It's talking about the all. We was talking about the all. Gave you some gods. Ptah, Brahma, Atum completeness. Brahma the creator. Ptah the creator. And fucking they create in their mind. And all is created in the mind of Ptah or Brahma. And then you got Yinyang. You got some Yinyang. Well, I gave you some quotes earlier, but Yinyang, basically this synthetic. Well, before that, I was trying to give you this concept of polarity and fucking light overtaking darkness. And then you got fucking Yinyang and fucking it's being synthetic because it shows light and darkness being equal, but that's synthetic because it's actually way more fucking darkness than light. But light can overpower darkness. But light will never overpower all the darkness because it's just too much darkness to be had. Light can overpower darkness, but light will never overpower all the darkness because it's too much darkness to be had.